So I know he's always been able to do it, but how can Tails fly backwards?
This sin speaks for itself.
Oh yeah, Tails wishes he could fly for this long.
He actually can fly for that long in canon. We just aren't given that luxury in-game, because what fun would there be if you could just fly over everything?
Oh, good thing that loop was there, otherwise you wouldn't know this is a Sonic game.
I'm almost certain that people would know this is a Sonic game by, you know, Sonic himself.
Yo, Tails! Long time no see!
Charriii sends the series' most iconic line, cliche.
How the fuck did Eggman print out a GIF?
It's not even a GIF. How did Eggman print out sound?
Both of those questions are answered by Eggman being a 300 IQ genius.
Well, this is an Eggman. It's Metal Sonic in disguise, so maybe he used one of Eggman's machines.
Who did Eggman send this letter to?
Well, it's not even Eggman, it's Metal Sonic. So yeah, who did he send it to and how did he get the address?
Nobody cares!
Guess what, Sonic Heroes?
Roll credits.
Still not funny.
3 days, I'll conquer the world. Think you can stop me?
Okay, first off, the letter has no laughs, and second, Sonic didn't even let Eggman say the sincerely Eggman part. Rude.
You really expected Sonic to be respectful towards Eggman?
Also, it's pretty convenient that in this desert full of rocks, Sonic, while running backwards, didn't crash into anything.
My companion has lived in the desert for a year, and from what he's told me, there are plenty of areas that are just flat stretches of land for long distances.
Oh sure, just jump off the high-speed moving jet plane.
Why not? These characters do stuff like that all the time.
Also, no, yeah, the Tornado 2 just totally crashed into something.
I missed the part where that's a sin.
Also, why the hell is Knuckles here? Isn't he supposed to be protecting the Master Emerald?
He is, but considering they're facing a world crisis, he needs to be here. Besides, it's a lot easier than dragging the Master Emerald into every single plot they make, especially since he's one of the main trio.
Why do Eggman's teeth warp along with his mouth? Teeth don't do that.
Heroes may have aged a lot better than Adventure 1 and 2, but it's still almost 20 years old at this point. We can give it a little leeway.
Let's find Eggman and show him the real power of teamwork!
My friends are my power cliche.
Cliches aren't bad unless they're poorly used, and in this game of all games, it's the central theme for a reason.
Look at all those Eggman's robots!
Look at all those Eggman's robots. Man, that sentence is so wrong it actually pisses me off.
Everything pisses you off. Also, Tails' voice actor was a literal child. Give him a break.
Well, kids also voiced Tails in previous games, and they didn't mess up their lines.
Yeah, and they also sounded like hot garbage. Before 4Kids came around, there wasn't a single good Tails voice. Don't argue, you know it's true.
Boy, Amy sure doesn't give up that easy.
Oh, you don't say. I mean, she's only been chasing you for over 10 years at this point.
Okay, why shouldn't he say that? He could be getting tired of her shenanigans at this point.
Do these buildings have huge-ass slot machines on them? Who is the architect in the Sonic universe?
Nobody cares!
Hey!
Nobody cares!
Feeling lucky?
Sonic, we only have 24 hours left!
24 hours? Wait, when did you get the letter? Did Seaside Hill and Grand Metropolis take a day each?
Maybe. I fail to see why this even needs questioning.
There's bingo on the table.
Really?
The fun is just about to begin.
How and why do any of these characters know what bingo is? We've never played bingo in any game before.
Easy. They played a game of bingo between games.
Why not have some fun while you can?
Because this is Sonic Heroes?
Hey.
This suggests that Sonic Heroes isn't fun, and I took extra offense to that.
Also, that sentence should have a question mark, not a period.
I would make this a cliche, but after a lot of thought, I genuinely got nothing.
How much time's left?
We've got until sunset!
Wait, then what is it right now? Sunrise? It looks pretty purple to be sunrise.
Hey Charriii, take a look at this very real photograph.
Don't you just hate it when your tails go through your head?
Season 14.
Wait, did you make another Egghawk? You abandoned the last one.
After it was destroyed.
It's a fake?
Why is this Eggman fake on the ground? We just saw him escape on the Eggmobile.
Well, this is Metal Sonic in disguise, so what likely happened was that he sent an Eggman robot skyward in the Eggmobile and hid here in disguise so he could copy Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles' data.
Sonic!
It's not an Eggman robot.
What does that even mean? How would you know it's not?
Tails clearly inspected it thoroughly while Sonic noticed the egg fleet.
There's that flat drone again!
They're trying to take us down to the swamp! Hurry!
We interrupt Sonic Heroes to bring you Florida.
Charriii makes a real-life reference that doesn't even fit since this is just one giant alligator as opposed to gators being f***ing everywhere.
Look, it's that hedgehog.
Wonder what the big rush is all about. Bet you those guys will end up getting in my way and making trouble.
Hey, isn't that...
Sonic!
No Tails, Shadow.
He was talking to Sonic while pointing at Shadow.
Long time no see, boy.
Charriii sends the series' most iconic line cliche.
Too bad you had to come all this way for nothing. We'll take it from here.
What'd you say?
Too bad you had to come all this way for nothing. We'll take it from here.
Heh funny. But seriously, Knuckles meant that as a threat.
Sensors locked on Eggman. Non-compliant intruders will be destroyed.
Didn't you know? We have a date with Eggman, too.
How many of these dumb jokes are you gonna use?
I'm sorry, man. This scene just merits them.
And yet, no one's laughing.
It'll be a date to die for.
Hey, that's my line.
When have you ever said something that dark before?
That wasn't even mildly dark. What? People can't say the word die in kids' games?
Sonic, you sure this is the right way?
I saw Shadow and Eggman head this way.
Wait, how? Didn't we beat Shadow into the swamp? Was Eggman even in Frog Forest?
Unlike Adventure 1, there are canon outcomes to the character battles. Judging from Sonic's dialogue, I'd say Team Dark escaped after being beaten by Team Sonic. Meanwhile, Eggman probably was in Frog Forest towards the end of the stage.
Eggman's got some serious problems. Look at that statue.
Funny that you mentioned the narcissistic statue of Eggman, but you don't mention anything about the Neo Metal Sonic statue, which we have to see, by the way.
Maybe he doesn't recognize it. It's been a bit since Sonic last saw Metal Sonic, and he's never looked like that before.
What the hell's making the ships explode? All we did was beat Eggman.
Well, considering the Death Egg exploded after beating the Death Egg robot in Sonic 2, this makes total sense.
What's with this outfit? And how come we never see it again?
Because you don't need to. Sure, it's a cool outfit, but it doesn't need to appear again.
I found Eggman's secret treasure.
How come we've never gotten to play this game? The one where Rouge infiltrates Eggman's base.
Rouge not getting her own game does not translate to a sin of this game. Besides, of all the characters in this franchise that deserve their own game, I guarantee you, Rouge is not one of them. People want a Chaotix game sooner than a Rouge game.
Why are you acting surprised just now? Did you not see Shadow in the pod when you entered the room?
No, because she was focused on the console that would open the capsule rather than what was in the capsule.
Now I get it. Now I know what this is all about. You're mad at Eggman for sealing you in this room.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever explained why Eggman would just can his most recent E-Series robot.
I think the manual says...
The manual doesn't count! What kind of story relies on an external media to fully explain the story? If I'm watching a movie, I shouldn't have to read a book detailing why certain events happen, unless it's not vital to the overall story.
Well, does it really matter why Omega's here?
It's not so much why is Omega here, more so why did Eggman lock Omega up? It obviously wasn't Metal Sonic because later on he says, "You must be Omega," meaning he only knew of Omega's existence. Was it a security measure? I just can't think of a motive.
The manual does too count. If it were, say, a comic book that you had to purchase separately from the game, then you would have a point. But the manual is something you get with the game at launch. Heck, even today, you can buy copies of the game that come with the manual. But since you evidently refuse to read so much as a sticky note, I'm gonna read it for you. The last and most powerful of Dr. Eggman's E-Series robots. Decommissioned and left imprisoned at the base, Omega was reactivated by mistake as Rouge released Shadow. As for a potential reason as to why, my guess is that Eggman figured the E-Series was a failure, and it's implied that Omega's been here for quite a long time, meaning that Omega was built long before the events of this game.
If Shadow can't remember anything, why did he save Rouge? Especially if this Shadow may or may not be an android.
With or without memories, Shadow is still a hero. It's only thanks to this, and these that people think Shadow is just an edgelord.
Then it's settled. Now you two make up so we can start looking for Eggman together. Oh yeah, baby. This makes us a team.
What? Really? That's probably the weirdest reason to become friends ever.
This is nothing. Trust me, this series comes up with worse reasons for them fighting each other.
Primary target detected. Destroy Dr. Eggman.
You must be Omega.
If you're trying to impersonate Eggman, you shouldn't be saying shit like that. You're kind of blowing your cover.
He said that to himself. Notice how the line following is noticeably louder?
That Eggman is behind all of this.
Yeah, Shadow, no shit. Were you not there in the opening cutscene? Where, you know, Rouge and Omega kept repeating his name for causing the common issue?
Shadow didn't know who Eggman was. Now that he's seen him, he's gotten a better grasp on the situation. Besides, you point out the obvious every day. Stop acting like you're the better man.
Also, why does Rouge not just tell Shadow about the events of Sonic Adventure 2? She's the only one close to Shadow that was there, for fuck's sake.
Right now, her only objective is to find Eggman's treasure. She can talk to Shadow about it later.
Whatever it takes, he's mine. Any objections?
Negative.
Whoa. First off, what the hell do you mean negative? Wasn't the one with the personal beef Omega? All Rouge wants is his treasure, which she doesn't even know what it is at this point, and Shadow doesn't even know what he wants yet. And second, well, yeah, that's my point. Why does Rouge even want to go at Eggman? All she wants is the treasure.
1. Omega said negative because he knows that Rouge can help him get to Eggman. He doesn't want to start a fight. And second, Rouge needs to take down Eggman in order to get to his treasure.
What do you think you're doing here?
Who's this broad?
Did Vector just call Rouge a broad? This game was rated E.
Oh no, a character said something slightly dirty. We better change that E to an M right away. What? It's only one line in the whole 15-hour game? Doesn't matter, change it now!
Guys, don't fool me. I know what you're after. Better stay out of my way.
Man, Rouge just picked a fight for the sake of picking a fight. Does she know Team Chaotix?
Well, no, but she has her suspicions. Granted, they turn out to be wrong, but Rouge isn't exactly cool when it comes to treasure.
So why is Shadow agreeing with everything Rouge says? He doesn't even know what's going on.
Those are very slight head movements. It's a little hard to confidently make assumptions, and even if he is, how do you know he doesn't know what's going on? If he's agreeing with her, then he obviously knows.
I wonder. Never mind, those guys were definitely up to no good.
How do you know that? They were literally doing nothing and you called them out.
Honest Bigums sends the same thing twice cliche.
Doctor!
Tell me, Doctor. What was I doing? Asleep on that base? And what about my memory?
Your memory? What memory? You have no past to remember.
Wait, does Metal Sonic now know about the cloning stuff? Or is he just saying that?
He's just saying that. Like Metal Sonic knows that this is the real Shadow.
Get too excited, boys!
Boys? If anything, Shadow and Omega are its, and Rouge is a she.
Except this is the real Shadow, and Omega is always referred to as a he.
I shake my fist at you, Eggman decoy.
You haven't done that one in a while.
Yeah, well.
Nice try, but no cigar.
Okay, so what the fuck is going on here? Is that the Shadow we've been controlling since the start?
I guess not. That would kind of put an end to the whole is he or isn't he plotline.
Well then, why is there a random Shadow android here?
Not only that, but why is it destroyed? We never fought an android.
This android was on the egg Albatross. It's broken due to us destroying the blimp. Plus, there was a little build-up to this through the many capsules similar to Shadows sprinkled throughout the level.
Let's go.
Ultimate lifeform data has been copied.
But the Shadow in Heroes is a Shadow android! And you know that because you said it yourself earlier!
You have no past to remember.
So, obviously you know that's not the real Shadow, hence he can't have the Ultimate Lifeform data, or at least not the original data created by Gerald. He's a robot! Did Eggman encode all androids with the same data? Why?
Hey Dingus, this is one of the clues that this is indeed the real Shadow. Metal Sonic only said that because he didn't know if that was the real Shadow and didn't care about revealing Shadow's past. Assuming he knew anything at all, which I highly doubt. Now that he's copied Shadow's data, he knows for certain that Shadow in Heroes is the real Shadow.
Wonder what the big rush is all about. Bet you those guys will end up getting in my way and making trouble.
Getting in your way of what? Finding Eggman's treasure? If anything, Team Sonic would be helping you. The only one they wouldn't interfere with, in fact, is you because you're not seeking answers or revenge.
Well, they're after Eggman too, and Eggman safeguards the treasure. While working together would be a better option, Rouge is fixated on that treasure to the point where she doesn't entirely think straight.
Bad you had to come all this way for nothing. We'll take it from here.
Seriously, Rouge, what are you talking about? You both have way different goals. I mean, sure, you're both taking down Eggman, but doing it for different reasons. You could just team up and make the job easier.
Honest Bigums sends the same thing twice cliche.
Have a date with Eggman, too.
Is that so? Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
What the hell is Shadow getting cocky about with his cheesy lines? Seriously, does he have a memory or not? Why would he remember having a rivalry with Sonic, but not teaming up with him at the end, which, by the way, Team Sonic knows what happened too! Why aren't they bothering to talk to Shadow either?
First of all, memory and personality are two different things. You can lack most of your memory and still have a personality. It's what Bayonetta had. And second, they actually do try to talk to him.
That's the best way to greet those who haven't seen in a while.
Don't you remember us, Shadow?
What do you think, Omega?
Sensors jammed. Real Eggman ID not possible.
Oh, how very convenient that your sensors are jammed.
Or it's almost certainly Metal Sonic's doing.
Okay, no more games.
What? I can't hear you! You seem to have caught a case of the Sonic Adventure 2 sound mixing!
Oh please, this doesn't even compare to SA1 and 2's absurdly loud music. You can hear that perfectly fine.
Eggman target completely destroyed.
Wait, what? You do know that's another fake, right? That wasn't really your target.
He doesn't know that's a fake. He probably just assumes that's oil from the Egg Emperor around Eggman's corpse.
Let's find that secret treasure.
How would Rouge know where to go to find the secret treasure?
She doesn't. That's why she said, let's find the secret treasure.
Maybe some intel from Gun?
Hey, that's a good point. Is Rouge even working for Gun in this game, or is she just treasure hunting?
Well, at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, she did say she was giving up that line of work.
Well, yeah, but in that other game, she's working for them again.
In this game, she's just treasure hunting. Also, one of my viewers actually gave me some information about Rouge's role in SA2. She actually wasn't working for Gun previously. She was working as a special agent for the president and only becomes part of Gun in Shadow.
Did I ever tell you that Shadow is a robot and...
Wait, if the Shadow in Heroes is an android, why was he locked up in isolation? All the rest of them are here aboard the Egg Fleet. Also, why are the rest of them here on the Egg Fleet?
Well, to answer your first question, it's obviously because the one locked up in the beginning is the real Shadow, right?
Well, you'd think that, but Omega starts shooting at Shadow as soon as Rouge lets him out of the pod. Omega even looks at Rouge twice, but never shoots at her. Omega even says,
Must eradicate all Eggman robots.
so why would Omega shoot at Shadow if he wasn't an android?
Maybe as a failsafe? What if that's why this one Shadow and Omega were locked in the same room so that anyone tried to free Shadow, Omega could stop Shadow from getting away?
Okay, I see your point, but why then would Eggman not tell Omega that? In Sonic Adventure, we see Eggman give all the E-Series robots clear instructions on what their objectives are. Sure, some of them are idiots that capture purple frogs instead of green ones, but Eggman's always been pretty clear when handing out instructions. Why wouldn't he tell Omega what Omega's purpose was?
But wait, if our Shadow is an android and Omega was left to protect it, why would Eggman set it up so it's only this robot that's getting protected? A backup?
I don't know! That's what I'm asking!
Wow, you guys wasted 5 whole sins on one singular topic that you were debating. As I've said constantly, this is the real Shadow. The fact that he was held isolated from the androids, who are obviously on the Egg Fleet to help Eggman conquer the world, is another hint that he's real. Also, Omega was decommissioned for a very long time. Eggman wouldn't tell anything to a decommissioned robot, nor would Omega know that Shadow wasn't a robot due to the circumstance. Yeah, Shadow's signature was different from Rouge's organic signature when inside the pod, but outside the pod, it's exactly the same. Plus, you guys should know that this is intentionally kept a mystery for the sake of giving Shadow his own game that answered it, which at the time was very much welcome. Then the game released.
Hey, Omega, did I ever tell you that Shadow is a robot and... Oh, never mind. Good luck.
You know about cloning. The original must exist somewhere.
Whoa, back up. Are you telling me that even Omega doesn't know if Shadow's the real Shadow? You know, the robot with ID sensors?
Well, to be fair, his sensors could still be jammed, but what he is implying is that he knew about Eggman's cloning, so he knows Shadow is an android. Why didn't he say anything?
I'm getting really tired of this. Omega knows about cloning, just not about Shadow's cloning. Until now. Shadow is real.
All this for what? Nothing? I might as well go look for that Master Emerald, since that irritating echidna is here.
Something's never changed.
What the hell does that mean? Do you have a memory or not?
That was a remark about Rouge still going after treasure despite the whole adventure they've been on. It's not indicative of him remembering anything.
What else is there?
Rouge, I cannot hear you!
Charriii sins the same thing twice, cliche.
Who took this photo?
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Okay, so apparently this is supposed to be a photo of Metal Sonic with Froggy and Chocola, but we know that's Boosh because Metal Sonic only has 3 quills and Neo Metal Sonic's quills don't look like that.
Well, we've seen he can shapeshift.
Why would he shapeshift into an actual Sonic? What, did he know someone was going to take this photo?
Huh, good point.
The first sin was answered by Honest Bigums, and the second sin is answered by Metal Sonic not wanting anyone to suspect anything. Would they really question Sonic?
Okay, so Chao never really shown their abilities in the game so far.
You mean other than having the ability to get trampled?
Shut up. But how can they grab stuff like the newspaper? Their hands are literally just blobs.
He says during the same scene of a rabbit flying with her ears. Her ears!
Luckily, the hook went through Cream's clothes and not through Cream herself.
Big's a skilled fisherman. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, not this shit again. Would you go away? You're not even a part of this collab!
What was that all about?
Oh no, he's back. Don't worry, guys. I'll dispose of him. DT, no. Put the shotgun down. I never get to use this thing.
And you probably never will. Now then, Big's actually pretty alright in this game, so don't complain.
What did you just call her? Dude, Cream's like 6.
Yeah, man, not cool.
20 sins for the inappropriate joke involving a child.
You lost the stupid frog again? Are you joshing me?
He was stolen from Big. It's not his fault.
Hey, you guys, cheer up! You know we'll find them! No time to waste just standing here! Come on, let's get going!
Ah, shoot. So close.
No doubt about it! My heart is never wrong!
Ah, to be 12 again.
Boring.
My heart is never wrong! Then it must be so!
Was that sarcasm? 6-year-old smartass?
No, it wasn't. And even if it was, what's the problem?
Gotcha, my darling Sonic!
Amy, what are you doing here?
Sonic, this time there's no way out of marrying me!
Scene does not contain surprise furry lap dance.
What's your fixation with furry lap dances?
It's not a fixation. I see an opportunity and I seize it.
Well, you shouldn't seize it because Amy is a f***ing 12-year-old, you pervert.
Oh, I can't believe he did that just so he could get away.
Did what? Fall off the stage? Does Team Rose canonically win that fight?
Here we go again with canonicity.
What?
And while we're at it, you spelt it with 2 N's, not 3. That's like the weapon.
You know what? I have the right mind to cancel this collab right now, man.
Please don't.
No, Team Sonic canonically won that fight. Cream's dialogue makes the most sense from that perspective.
Also, I'm willing to bet that last exchange was Logan's reaction when you tried to send Dark Bowser. Yes, we're still holding on to that. Deal with it.
Sonic must be really? What?
Wow, the execution of this conversation really falls flat on its face. It's like they didn't even read the script.
I feel like that only really applies to Amy's voice actor. Cream's did perfectly fine.
I know what to do. Find Eggman and I'll find my Sonic.
I mean, this plan makes sense conceptually, but in hindsight and with that logic, you should have met up with Sonic when you fought Eggman the first time, too.
You have a point, but she does end up being right in the end, so no one's really in the wrong here.
Don't get too excited, boys!
Okay, now you're just being an ass.
Charriii5’s characterization cliche.
I feel soggy.
Well, they could not have made that creepier.
He's a cat fisherman. How is that weird?
She says Chocola is closed.
Cream is a 6-year-old that understands Chao and can fly with her ears, which, by the way, apparently is strong enough to carry a hedgehog, a big-ass cat at the same time, and knows how to grind on rails. Cream is a badass.
Honest Bigum sends something he likes cliche. Also, if you think Cream is a badass in Heroes, you should see her in Advance too.
Something weird in there.
Is that a question or a statement? Her tone says statement, but the subtitles tell me otherwise.
Typos aren't sins, they're nitpicks.
Let's get him before Sonic does.
This is a good point. So are all these stories happening at the same time, or what's going on here? Did Metal Sonic make 4 different egg albatrosses? Because all these stories apparently are happening simultaneously.
Well, that would also mean that there are 4 different Metal Sonics, which, yeah, no.
Okay, this is where things get complicated, so Bear with me. So, looking at the cutscenes, some have the fake Eggman after both the Egg Albatross and Egg Emperor fights revealed to be Metal Sonic, but others don't. Plus, some of the stages are shorter and longer depending on who you play as, meaning certain teams get ahead and fall back, but all end in the same spot. As for the fake Eggman, my personal theory is that the 3 out of the 4 of them are just Eggman robots made by Metal Sonic. In the Egg Albatross instance, after Team Rose, judging from all the different cutscenes, defeats it, Metal Sonic activates another Eggman robot and waits for the other teams to catch up so he can copy all their data. I hope all that made sense.
Wait, Chao can say more than Chao?
Yes.
You say that like it's news. You kinda knew it was a Chow napping and a frog napping from the beginning.
No, they didn't. All they knew was that Sonic had them both for some reason. They didn't think he stole them.
Excuse me, miss. I was wondering if I could ask you something.
If it's about a date, it'll have to...
Why are they turning around? What, just because Team Chaotix is in the way? They can go past them.
They can, but they don't want to put up with Team Chaotix right now.
I bet you're the ones who took Chocolate Chow.
So, how did this go down? We never see Chocola ever again, so did Metal Sonic steal Chocola from a Chow garden, or...?
Possibly, but where Chocola was and went isn't that important since they're a one-off character.
What?
It's not nice to tease my friends.
Tease? At what moment were they teasing them?
When Vector said,
Jade! You think this is a joke, you little brat?
There's gotta be a major misunderstanding here, but we can't back down now.
Here we go! Lose to a bunch of losers like you!
Not bad, but it won't be so easy from here on.
Jeez, man, why are all the team fights this easy?
Why are you sending them now? You let the character battles and adventure go, and they're even easier in that game. At least these character battles have the potential to last longer thanks to some dumb mistake. Then again, the only time they ever got character battles right was in Generations. Don't try to argue, you know it's true.
Mustache monkey!
Huh. Considering these are all animals, isn't that racist?
Have you seen a monkey in this series yet? Heck, do we see a monkey at all?
You've been in battle before? What? You too, Mr. Big?
If by in battle you mean literally all he did was cast his lure at a water monster to rescue a stupid pet that doesn't even love him, then yes, Big has been in battle.
Chaos still attacked Big during that fight. Also, Froggy does too love him. It's just that 90% of the time, someone steals him from Big.
It's your fault that Sonic and I aren't together!
Sure, totally Eggman's fault.
Yeah, if anything, he's the reason they even met.
Actually, Amy met Sonic due to reading her tarot cards. Yes, Amy does card reading.
Also, Sonic is constantly rushing off to fight Eggman, so Amy is somewhat right.
Chocola and Froggy were Eggman all along.
I knew it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Wait, Metal Sonic's copying Chaos data? Then why the hell was Froggy needed? Just because the frog swallowed a Chaos Emerald at one time? If that's the case, why didn't you just copy the data from when you copied Shadow's Ultimate Lifeform data? He's absorbed all 7. If that is the real Shadow, that is.
Maybe it's because Froggy was actually inside Chaos.
Well, then Metal Sonic should have stolen the lure Big used to rescue Froggy. It would have been just as good.
No one gives a shit about a stupid lore. Besides, Big's more than likely disposed of it by now. Anyways, Froggy was needed because he swallowed a Chaos Emerald, was inside Chaos, and got possessed by Chaos. They explicitly showed it then, man.
Honestly, you should have expected this since he paid attention to diddly squat when he played that game.
Hey! Isn't that Mr. Sonic over there?
Huh. Pretty convenient that both Team Sonic and Team Rose landed on the same ship after fighting the same boss at the same time.
I've already explained my stance on the multiple Egg Albatrosses, so the same should apply for the Egg Emperor, just with, looking at the cutscenes, Team Sonic as the first.
Is he listening to their theme song? A bit narcissistic, not gonna lie.
Oh please, if you had your own theme song that kicked ass, I guarantee you'd be listening to that quite a bit. Oh wait, you do.
Do they have furniture outside? These are clearly couches, and these look a lot like trees and bushes.
Charriii points out things on the screen cliche.
I've heard good things about you and require your detective services.
who did Eggman hear about Team Chaotix from?
You do realize he's fought them before, right?
Wait, Knuckles Chaotix is canon?
Who knows?
Actually, someone at Sega went on record to state that the Chaotix, as we know them, are more so reimaginings of the originals from Knuckles Chaotix. That doesn't mean it's canon. With that said, these guys are a detective agency. They more than likely have advertisements.
Also, wait, if Eggman is locked up, how did he send the radio to Team Chaotix?
He's got an IQ of 300. He found a way somehow.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I've got a bad feeling about this cliche.
That is not a cliche. That is something people say when they're concerned.
Let's go!
Yes, sir!
Roger.
No Vector.
It wasn't funny before, and it's not funny now.
You're the ones who were playing games with my army?
Sorry, just part of the job.
That's the evil genius, Dr. Eggman.
Doctor Who?
Charmy, your Hoovian is showing.
And that's 30 cents for pointing out a 6-year-old bee's crotch.
Not too late to change your mind.
Why do you think we're here? How else are we gonna make the rent?
Well, you could sell the huge freaking gold chain around your neck.
And ruin his style? Hell no.
Also, the rent? No one else in the Sonic universe pays rent except for Team Chaotix. What's the currency? Rings? Because if so, you do realize you're collecting them by the buttload as you carry out your missions.
It's clearly not rings if they're still concerned about their pay. Even if it was, it's also implied that business is very slow for these guys. And while rings are plentiful, they're not endless.
Who's this fraud?
Our client's adversary, perhaps.
I'm surprised that Eggman isn't chiming in here.
Well, they're already going to fight each other, so it wouldn't make a difference if he did.
Here's your next mission. Disguise yourselves and infiltrate into the city. Goal is to collect 200 rings. This is a test of luck.
Okay, A, disguise ourselves? We never disguise ourselves. And B, a test of luck? What is this, Fire Emblem?
Charriii makes a video game reference that isn't a sin of the game cliche. I'm surprised it took us this long to make that one.
And so begins the series of Boosh missions that no other team had to go through in order to advance the exact same levels, but that Team Chaotix has to, for some reason. Number 1.
First of all, they started back at the first stage. Second, Team Chaotix's missions are what differentiate them from the other teams, and you are told why you're doing these every single time. It's not like all of them suck, just one of them does.
Number 2.
Number 2.
That must be...
What do we do now?
Secret weapons must be aboard that ship. Destroy it before it reaches the canyon.
I thought we were already at the canyon.
Technically, we're above the canyon. They gotta stop him before he goes into the canyon.
Carefully. There's a jungle just to the north of here. Go there immediately.
Why? Literally nothing we do in the jungle, which, by the way, is called Frog Forest for some reason, has anything to do with Eggman or Metal Sonic other than his robots being there.
You forget about the Chao mission, which is an attempt to stop Metal Sonic from copying Chaos data.
There are huge frogs in this jungle. If one start to croak, it'll start to rain. Spot it easily. Get the jungle without being detected by the frogs.
Number 3.
Number 333.
This is one I can understand a bit more because of the whole chaos data thing, but there are hundreds of thousands of Chao around the world. What's protecting just 10 of them gonna do? Number 4.
Metal Sonic's forces are currently in this jungle. They may not be able to stop his forces elsewhere, but they can stop him here. Also, you admit that this is something important they do, yet you don't bother to rectify your earlier sin. Number 4444.
Now hand over that chow nice and easy.
Wait, why? Eggman specifically, and quite explicitly I might add, told you to rescue 10 Chao. The mission doesn't end at 9, you have to find 10 Chao. Why are you asking to take cheese?
I'm guessing this takes place when they're trying to get the 10th Chao. That, or they miscounted how many Chao they saved.
Talk about a huge misunderstanding.
That wasn't a misunderstanding, dickweed. You literally did nothing to explain yourselves, and even if you had, you explicitly said,
Now hand over that chow nice and easy.
which is something you say when you're about to mug someone.
It was a misunderstanding on their parts, and they couldn't have explained themselves because things had escalated too far.
Yeah, sure made fools out of ourselves.
Talk about it, you lost your temper just because Amy thought you wanted to ask her out. You were actually really polite and shit.
Charriii sends something he agrees with, cliche.
Nothing new for you, Vector.
Charriii B.
I get that Charriii isn't the best character, but he's also 6 years old. Name one 6-year-old that wouldn't act like that.
You'll need to find the keys to open the doors found inside the castle. Find 10 keys.
Number 5.
Number 5555.
Pick him up, quickly.
This is gonna cost you extra.
Cost him extra? You were going to do it anyway. Literally during the first boss, you said this is part of the job.
Yes, but they've been on this for so long that Vector's demanding more payment for their muscle.
Looks like we're in a jam, boy.
That's not what the subtitles say. They say you're in jam, which is much more delicious.
Typos aren't sins.
Vector literally punches down the door to the room where Eggman was locked in. Then what the hell was the point of the last mission where we collected all the keys to open the door?
The Chaotix didn't know that Vector was going to punch down the door. Why would they?
What's going on?
What's up?
What? You're kidding, right? He literally did everything he could to blow that for you.
He didn't do everything. He only gave himself away once, and that was due to Vector baiting Eggman. SBO did have some suspicions, but Charriii was quick to brush it off.
There was something strange about it.
Don't worry about it.
You knew it was me all along, didn't you?
It's all part of being a good detective.
Were we fooled that easily?
You were. You suck at being a ninja, and Charriii just sucks.
Hey, SBO is a good ninja. He's just a decent detective, and Charriii doesn't suck either. He's just mildly annoying and not too bright.
Hold on, you guys. It's no trick, and besides, I plan on paying you. You'll be rewarded handsomely for helping me. As soon as I conquer the world, I will pay you.
Wait, what? Why not just pay them now? How else did you manage to finance all these robots in a flying fortress and shit?
He doesn't finance anything. He builds it all himself with materials he probably stole. I feel like it should be obvious that he's trying to weasel his way out of this sticky situation.
Take this, you bad man.
Holy bananas, that was dark.
Sending this frankly hilarious scene. That's worth these many sins.
Oh man, I can't wait to defeat Last Evil.
You should. It's fantastic. But why is that a sin?
Then who was it?
Didn't Charriii sting Eggman like a million times? How is he not dead?
Charriii or Eggman?
Yes.
Eggman can survive his own machines exploding in his face. A bunch of bee stings is nothing. Also, Charriii ain't that kind of bee.
Fortunately, all the teams finished their adventures at the same time and we're all headed to the same place.
That's called storytelling. It's literally impossible to make a story without this kind of convenience.
We interrupt Sonic Heroes to bring you a scene from Independence Day.
You haven't done that in a while either.
Right?
Charriii makes a pop culture reference while laughing at his own joke cliche.
Wow, he's still transforming.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys can go check out Honest Bigum's channel, where we did another collab, where we review Shadow the Hedgehog, the first game I ever did an Everything Wrong With parody of.
Wait, really?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, is he still transforming?
43 seconds worth of transformation.
Come on, 43 seconds isn't that long. You're just an impatient gamer. Need I remind you that he's transforming from an average-sized robot into a gigantic dragon? In fact, here's a rough size comparison. Do you get the picture?
Get all those Eggman's robots.
I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. I'm not.
It's useless. Metal Sonic has combined your data with the power of chaos and is super strong.
Wait, how does he know? Was this Eggman's plan originally?
Well, considering the Chao mission, it just might have been.
If only we had the 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Where did she pull that out of? Never mind, I don't want to know.
She pulled that from Hammer Space, not the other area.
Why do a 6-year-old rabbit, a fisherman cat, a treasure-hunting bat with boobs, okay, admittedly, that one I understand, a robot built by Eggman, by the way, a ninja that has shitty detective skills, and a 6-year-old bee that should be dead by now, all each have a Chaos Emerald?
Yeah, if you were smart, you got all the emeralds as Team Rose.
Speaking personally, I got the second emerald with Team Sonic, the first with Team Dark, and the rest with Team Rose. That aside, this scene shows that canonically, each team got a couple of the emeralds. Gameplay does not apply. Also, can you not point out a woman's breast like that? It's gross. And that goes for my audience too.
Also, if Omega has the green emerald, what the hell was Shadow using during Team Dark's Team Blast?
The green emerald. She simply grabbed it from Omega. How is that not obvious?
Hey guys, we'll buy you some time. That way you can use your superpowers.
What about you, Mr. Ultimate Life Form? You have a super form too.
I think 4 super people is overdoing it. Besides, Shadow has to help out Rouge and Omega.
I don't even know you guys, but I assume you're in, right?
Dude, they met at the end of Knuckles' Chaotix.
So that game is canon.
How should I know?
Damn it!
It's not canon, and we're all better off for it. Funnily enough, your mock saying is exactly what Sonic is suggesting, and they are in as well.
We'll show that creep the real superpower of teamwork!
Breaking the fourth wall?
Isn't a sin. Why don't you get that?
Also, my friends are my power cliche?
We explained this earlier.
Oh, hell no. Are you transforming again?
Relax. This time's barely even 10 seconds.
Long time no see, Sonic. Oh, my lonesome guy.
Charriii sends the series' most iconic line cliche.
Sonic, I must be here for the sole purpose of destroying you.
Okay, we have the why, but we still don't really have the how.
Yeah, we do. It's literally been shown throughout the game, dumbass.
Here we come! You all ready?
Of course!
We're with you until the end!
And Knuckles meant that. They're still here to this day. Oh, you meant... Never mind.
Wow, dude, that was cold.
Well...
At this point, I'm practically falling asleep.
Man, he's tough!
Is he invincible?
It's not over yet! Let's show him what we're made of!
Roll credits.
Kinda?
For this song, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no! You do not get to involve an incredible song like What I'm Made Of in a sin!
It's no use. But why can't I defeat you?
How come Neo Metal Sonic has a deeper voice than Metal Overlord?
Nobody cares! Nobody! And you need to shut up!
Also, how did Metal Sonic transform into Neo Metal Sonic? That's kind of never explained.
In-game, yes, but a quick Google search reveals that Metal Sonic used the power of the Master Emerald to transform into Neo Metal Sonic. Now, you could argue that this should have been explained in the game, but given that Neo Metal Sonic has like 5 minutes of screen time before evolving into the more dangerous Metal Overlord, which is explained in-game, I'd say we can let this one slide.
It's no use. But why can't I defeat you?
Because we're Sonic heroes!
What the hell does that even mean?
It's just an excuse to roll credits.
Does this really need explaining? Nope. Good.
12-year-old panty shot.
You were on a list of some kind, man.
Dude, would you just...
No! You need to be called out for your awful sex jokes involving underage women! It was my turn, but whatever.
Sonic sure has his hands full.
I guess I'm out of here too. I think I'll go hunt for someone else's tree.
She never gives up, does she?
And thus, we never heard of the Master Emerald ever again.
Well, that's not true. What about...
Not canon.
What game are you referring to? There are other games that involve the Master Emerald, such as Advance 3, Battle, Rivals, and Chronicles. If you're referring to Chronicles, then I get it, but there's no reason to suggest the others aren't canon.
So, Shadow and Heroes. Real or android?
I don't f***ing know.
Great, but if he is an android, what did he do after the events of Heroes?
I don't know, rented a bouncy house?
You're still talking about that? 5 sins for not shutting up about that already.
Alright! Our next adventure awaits us, so there's no time to waste! Yeah! We're Sonic heroes!
Roll credits.
It doesn't count if the credits actually roll.
Oh, well then can we send the fact that we have to watch the credits 5 different times over the course of the game?
Yes. Yes, we can.
I don't think so. Sure, it can get repetitive, but they aren't too long and you get different music to jam to for each one.
Oh, f*** you, game.
wimps.
Got it!
Hey everyone, Tony Sonic here. Thanks for watching the video, and as always, I hope you enjoyed it a lot. You know, despite finding Sonic Adventure 1 to be heavily flawed and Adventure 2 to be only good and not great, I actually had a fun time with Heroes. Like, I liked basically almost the entire thing, and I think that's mainly due to the consistency of it. Rather than having like a bunch of different gameplay modes that can range from good to bad to mediocre, this one is one gameplay style that's very well executed for the most part, with slight differences between each team. So I think for that reason, I had fun playing it. Normally. But when going for all the emeralds? Boy. But even then, I'd still place in my top 10 Sonic games. Top 5 even. With that said, thank you for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, comment what you thought, and even consider subscribing. That way you don't miss out on future content. It's not going to cost you anything, so you're not risking anything at all. With that said, anyone up for a battle?